This is a miraculous secret used by the financially savvy. In this episode, I'm going to address why it's no wonder that people want this once they learn how miraculous it is. Are you ready? I'm going to share with you what many people call a miracle. So my name's Doug Andrew, and I've been a financial strategist now for more than 48 years, helping people to be able to choose the right investments based upon several key factors: liquidity, safety, earning predictable rates of return that are tax advantaged for long-term goals like retirement. It could be for college funding for their children and grandchildren. It could be working capital for business owners, real estate investors, even just an emergency fund. And so when people say, Doug, what's your favorite vehicle? And I go, well, hands down, my favorite is what I call the laser fund. Now, laser is an acronym that stands for liquid assets safely earning returns. Why is it the miracle dream solution for many financial goals? I'll share with you why, what it is, and what it does. So at the end of this episode, I'm going to gift you a copy of my most recent best-selling 300-page book called The Laser Fund. And you'll be able to study and learn more about it. But in the book, I ask this question, and it's a question I have asked many audiences, whether it's 100 people or 20,000 people in a huge auditorium. Okay. What would you call something that you can put money into? And when you do, it accumulates and grows at a nice, predictable rate of return, maybe 7-10% or more, and it's totally tax-free. You don't have to pay tax as it grows. Not only that, what would you call something that when you want to start accessing money out of it, any of the income is totally tax-free? Yeah, the IRS will know you're receiving it, but it's totally tax-free. It has been for over a century, protected in the Internal Revenue Code. And so every $1 million can generate $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year of tax-free income for as long as you live. Oh, and by the way, what would you call it if at the end of the day when you die, anything that is left in there blossoms, increases in value by maybe double or triple, and transfers totally income tax-free to your heirs, your spouse, your kids, your grandkids, a church, a charity, or whoever? What would you call that? Now, very predictably, it's usually the people on the front row that come through my microphone. A miracle! A dream solution, a godsend in this topsy-turvy world we live in. Yeah, but they say, what is it? And I go, well, I call it the Laser Fund because the financial services industry will not let it be called an investment. Now, I'm okay with that because according to the financial services industry and the IRS, an investment is something that you can put money into and hopefully your money will grow, but it's usually going to be subject to volatility, maybe the stock market or something, or the real estate market, and you hope it grows. But at the end of the day, sooner or later, or while it's growing, you have to pay tax. A tax-deferred IRA or 401k, or a Roth, you pay tax on the contribution, you enjoy the distribution without tax. But it's taxed sooner or later. Now, this is where that is deemed an investment. That is a different section of the Internal Revenue Code that I'm talking about. My favorite vehicle, which I call the Laser Fund, is protected under 3 sections of the code that have been around since the code. Section 72E, 7702, and 101A. That allows you to accumulate your money tax-free. Access your money, including all your gain tax-free, to where every $1 million can generate, 80, 100,000 a year of tax-free income. And we've had clients experiencing this for 40 years. And when you ultimately die, it blossoms. Now, what does that mean? I'm 69. If I died tomorrow, every dollar I would have in a portfolio of laser funds would blossom to about 2.5 times that. Every million would blossom to about 2.5 million instantly and transfer tax-free to my wife, my children, a church, a charity, whoever I want to leave it to. Okay, there's not an IRA or 401k or a mutual fund account or bank or credit union account that will do that. Now, if this is already intriguing you, stay with me because I want to gift you a copy of my 300-page book that will explain how to diversify and create the foundation for tax-free income, tax-free retirement for you. Share this video with somebody who you can think of may appreciate this information. Post a comment, click like. But most importantly, subscribe and click on that little bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video, which I do almost on a daily basis. I'm passionate about educating you, giving you insights into opportunities that maybe you didn't even know existed before. So let's continue with this opportunity. When people learn about this, they end up wanting something they didn't know they wanted until they got educated. That's what happens when people read my book, The Laser Fund. They read it and they go, whoa, I want one of these. This is like the dream solution. How come I've never heard about this before? I wish I had a nickel for every time I've heard somebody say, how come I've never heard of this before? Well, in my circles, this is what the savvy, smart people use. The smart CPAs and tax attorneys call this the rich person's Roth, because people who make too much money can't even participate in a Roth. Did you know that? I've never owned an IRA or 401k, never will. I've never owned a Roth IRA or 401k, and I never will, because why would I do that when the dream solution, the laser fund, has the 2 benefits of a Roth and 4 additional benefits Roths will never have, and you can learn about those in the book. But here is the bottom line. In the book, The Laser Fund, you will understand how money works and what smart, savvy people do, the top 5%, the wealthy, and they understand how to be able to have money work for them, whether you're a business owner, whether you're investing in real estate, and how you can become your own banker, and how you can always make 100% to 500% more than the cost of funds, just like banks do. See, a bank borrows our money. When we deposit it in a bank, it's sort of in a lended position, okay? What are they paying us, like 1%? So let's say they borrow $1 million from us. We collectively deposit $1 million in a bank and they pay us 1%. That's $10,000 a year. Do you know the banks turn around and loan that back out again or put a portion of it into insurance companies where I put my laser fund money, and they earn 5%, okay? How much more is 5 than 1? Don't say 4. 500% more. See, they're paying $10,000 and they earn $50,000. Would you buy a widget machine for $10,000 that made you an extra $50,000? Okay. Would you hire an employee for $10,000 that made you an extra $50,000? That's called a 500% return on employment cost or equipment cost. You can learn how to become your own banker when you understand the laser fund. So when people see this, they go, oh my heavens, they want it, but they didn't know they wanted it until they got educated, and they go, this is the dream solution. This is like a financial Swiss Army knife that has all kinds of purposes, uses for it. So it's very predictable. You can earn 6, 8, 10% rates of return tax-free, or you'll learn that you can then link to what the market does without having your money at risk in the market. So if the market crashes, you don't lose. But if it goes up, you get to benefit. You're going, what? Sound too good to be true? It's true. It's called indexing. And I'm not talking about index mutual funds. Is this getting you curious? Well, that's why many of our clients who use the laser funds this year, I'm recording this in 2021, have locked in gains this year of 25%. 32%, 61.33%. We had a client in March of the year 2020 using the laser fund that a year later in March of 2021 made over $500,000 in 1 year tax-free. It grew to $1,380,000. But here's the point. If next year the market were to crash, he would not lose the $500,000 he made this year. You lock in your gains and you reset. You wouldn't believe how many advisors don't know how to do that. So this is part of the dream miracle solution. Are you wanting to check this out? Do you want to see if this is right for you? Here's what you can do. This is called a max funded indexed insurance contract structured to be used as a living benefit. So if you want to learn more, this is what you can do. I will pay for the book. This retails for $20. I'll gift it to you, but if you'll have a little bit of skin in the game and contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling, I know you're serious about it. So go to laserfund.com, click on the link below, and contribute that amount. I'll fire out a copy of this 300-page book to you. There's also options there if you like to listen and learn or watch and learn. And this will be the beginning of you gaining insight into opportunities that maybe you didn't know existed before. And you will likely want something you didn't know you wanted until you got educated. This is actually 2 books in one. This is for left brain people. This is for right brain people. So go to laserfund.com. I click on the link below. And if you're interested, you'll also have opportunities on this channel to learn more and more about how to optimize assets, minimize tax, and empower those you care about with the same wisdom and knowledge.